Hello, everybody. We are back with another visual pattern challenge. So your job here is to take a look at this pattern. Here's step one of the pattern. Here's step two. Here's step three. And to figure out what's going on, how is this pattern changing from step to step so that you can predict how many orange squares are in step four. And if you can do that, can you predict how many in step 43? That's a little bit harder. And how about writing an equation that could be used to predict any step at all? So if you'd like to accept that challenge, pause the video and give it a try. All right, well, let's just look at this pattern and see what we can find out just by looking at it. What I'm seeing is this central 2x2 square of orange boxes seems to be constant throughout the whole thing. And then we've got these arms. Well, I guess they're growing off of all the corners. We don't see it in the first step, but they're growing off of all the corners and they're getting longer. All four arms are getting longer each turn. So in step one, this is a 3-2-1 pattern, and now we've got a 4-3-2-1 pattern. So we added one here to make the 3 long arm 4, and one here to make the 2 long arm 3, and one here to make the 1 long arm 2, and one here to make the, I guess, 0 long arm 1. So that's adding 4. Aha, and I think they do the same thing here. Now this one's 5 instead of 4, this one's 4 instead of 3, this one's 3 instead of 2, and this one's 2 instead of 1. So it looks like they're just making each arm one box longer each step. So if I wanted to predict step 4, I'd add a box there, I'd add a box there, add one there, and add one there, and I'd say that's step 4. So how many do we have there? We've got the 4 in the middle, and then this is a 6 long arm now. So that would be 10, and this is 5, so that's 15, and 4 is 19, 20, 21, 22. So I think 22 in step number 4. Let's take a minute to analyze the numbers before we go on with our next steps here, because I want to have the confidence that we're counting everything right before we try to make an equation. So I'll make a chart with the step number and then the number of orange squares in each step. Okay, so in step one, we've got the 4 in the center, and then we've got a 3 and a 2, that's 5, 6, so it looks like 10 total there. So step 1 has 10 squares. In step 2, we've just added 4 more, so that should be 14. And in step 3, we've added 4 more again, so that should be 18. And in step 4, we're predicting 22, and that seems to make sense because that's 4 more than 18. So it looks like the pattern is holding there. Usually we subtract here. We take the difference between each step, and you may know what this is going to be already. 14 minus 10, 4. 18 minus 14, 4. 22 minus 18, 4. The difference between each step should be the number we're adding each step. So we're adding 4. The difference between each step is 4. When it's the same number between each step, the difference is the same in each step, what we have is a linear pattern. And we can use the equation for a line to model that. So we'll do that. Y equals mx plus b. This m, which usually stands for slope, is going to be our change from step to step. So this is going to be y equals 4 times the step number, x, plus something to make it all work out. So let's try this with step number 1. Y will give us the total number of orange boxes, or it should. And then x is the step number. So y equals 4 times 1 in step 1. That would only give us 4. So we'd have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to get up to the 10 in step number 1. So what that means is this plus b part of the equation, for our equation, it's going to be plus 6. So y equals 4x plus 6 is our equation, but let's test that. So y equals 4 times step 2 plus 6. Does that come out right? 4 times 2 is 8, plus 6 is 14. Yes, that's how many are here. How about step 3? Y equals 4 times step 3 plus 6. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Yes, that's how many in step 3. So this equation looks pretty solid. We can write that down. Y equals 4x plus 6. Now that we've got an equation we're confident in, we can use that to predict step 43. We just have to plug 43 in for x as the step number. So y equals 4 times 43 plus 6. All right, 4 times 43, let's see, 4 times 40 is 160, and 4 times 3 is 12, so it's 172 plus 6 more. That should equal 178 orange squares in step 43. Well, how did that go for you? Did you get 22 for step number 4? Did you figure out this equation? Or did you come up with something different? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.